Hey guys, today I'll be giving you a presentation about graphene and carbon nanotubes. This presentation is by Sam Brody. The discovery of graphene and carbon nanotubes. Some believe that carbon nanotubes were discovered by Sumio Lijima. Others believe it was discovered by different scientists named L.V. Raduchevich and V.M. Lukyanovich. Konstantin Novoselov and Andrei Guillaume discovered graphene. It was discovered by two scientists at Manchester University. They were able to take a piece of graphite, which they then attached tape to. After that, they pulled off the tape and eventually were able to create a layer of graphite that was only one atom in thickness. This ended up being known as graphene. If you believe that Lijima discovered carbon nanotubes, then here is how he did it. While using an electron microscope, Lijima saw a very thin material while examining carbon materials. This material had a graphite structure which he named carbon nanotubes. There's some debate among scientists as to when carbon nanotubes were first discovered. Some believe that the scientist Sumio Lijima discovered it in 1991. However, others believe that researchers actually discovered it in 1952. Graphene was discovered in 2002 by two scientists at Manchester University. However, graphene was not used and made into a product until 2004. Now we'll be talking about the structure of graphene and carbon nanotubes. When you roll graphene into a cylinder shape, it is known as carbon nanotube. Graphene comes from graphite. Graphene is a sheet which consists of atoms that are bonded together in such a way that it creates a repeating hexagonal pattern. Its thickness is only one atom thick, and recent studies found that graphene is the strongest material found in the world, and is even stronger than steel. It's so flexible that it can be pulled and twisted in many different directions. It is also a conductor of electricity and a thermal conductor. Graphene is not permeable, and that means that it is very hard for solids, liquids, and gas to pass through it. It is also a lightweight material, which makes it great for building. Carbon nanotubes are molecules which consist of pure carbon, and they are long, thin, and shaped like tubes. They can be as thin as a couple nanometers and as long as many hundreds of microns. Carbon nanotubes are composed of the same chemicals as graphene, but they have a different structure. A nanotube is 1/billionth of a meter and is about 10,000 times smaller than a human hair. Carbon nanotubes act like solids and molecules, or they are hybrid. They have unique chemical and physical properties. A carbon nanotube is made up of a number of atoms and is considered a simple system. Now I'll be giving you the uses of carbon nanotubes and graphene. Graphene is used for many different things. Some scientists believe that it could be potentially used to effectively clean up radioactive waste. When the wastes are exposed to graphene, they will clump together to make it easier to get rid of them. They are also added to battery parts, which improves the speed in which batteries work. Lastly, it is used medically. So it is used to find cancer cells, cholesterol, and glucose, which is the sugar level. And carbon nanotubes are used as a highly conducted electrical wire and as a carrier for drug delivery systems. Also, they are used medically, and they believe that in the future they could also be a determining factor for curing cancer. When using graphene materials, they can lead to reactions with the things in which they're interacting with. It can be used as a little pH sensor in order to find contaminants. Carbon nanotubes have different purposes depending on how they are being used. A single wall of carbon nanotube was used to build a transitor. However, other uses allow the nanotechnology to be used in different ways. Carbon nanotubes are used to cure cancer. Also, they are used to build hydrogen cars. Their impact on technology and science in the future could be huge. Lastly, they can conduct electricity and heat. Graphene could be used to make electric generators that are powered by hydrogen that is taken from the air. Scientists believe that graphene could be used to filter salt water and therefore make oceans where people can drink out of. And also, now I'll be talking about the effect that these two will have in the future. For the future for both of these discoveries, they can impact many different things in a very positive way. With these two different products, it could advance technology that cannot be imagined. These two topics could be one of the main solving solutions for curing cancer. They both are used medically. Carbon nanotubes has the potential to change the way in which drugs are delivered throughout the body. They also can help with tissue regeneration. Then they are a promising antioxidant. However, they are able to extract and analyze pollutants and drugs. Plus, they are used in optics, electronics, and plastics to strengthen these structural materials. Lastly, they clean polluted water by removing things that have contaminated the water. Now I'll be giving you the graph of carbon nanotubes. So this graph explains how over time it has been that carbon nanotubes have been more used and that they have a lot of potential for the future. As scientists have discovered, for uses for carbon nanotubes, there is more being produced because over time they believe that it could help with many different things. Now I'll be showing you the chemical structure of a carbon nanotube. The ball images is showing how 60 carbon rods can create a ball, and it explains the structure of the carbon nanotube since it shows the shape of it. The other image explains how all the parts are bonded together. Carbon nanotube is as thin as a couple nanometers. And also with the C's, there have those bonds that are connected, which is part of the main structure of the carbon nanotube. Now I'll be showing you my sources. Thank you for your time and thank you for listening to my presentation.